Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How y'all doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing my makeup rehab for the month of November, which is going over all of the things that came into my collection, all of the things that are going out of my collection in terms of makeup for the month of October. So that means all the purchases that I made and all the empties that I had. I did say, I think in the last one, that, I had received from some feedback from you guys that I maybe shouldn't include gratis in these things because they're not like necessarily pieces of makeup that I chose to bring into my collection. Like I'm not spending my own money on those, but I did want to like talk through gratis just because they are items that are coming into my collection as well. So much like PR, right? So this is all things that I purchased and all things that I emptied in terms of makeup for my makeup inventory for the month of October. I hope that sounds like something you're interested in. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. And ultimately, this is my self-care. This is what I do to soothe my soul. I hope that you find that it soothes your soul as well, and that you'll want to subscribe before you go. If you do, please don't forget to let me know down in the comment section because I would love to welcome you personally. With that said, let's roll into my makeup rehab for the month of November. All right, so as I said, this is going over all of the things that came into my collection in the month of October and all the things that left my collection in terms of empties that came in the month of October. And I have to be honest with you, there's kind of a lot of things that came in to my collection that were not items that I purchased for myself. Items that came into my collection because of gratis. We had our holiday meetings, and because of the holiday meetings we usually get like some brands that come in that give us gratis and give us education on their products that they'll be promoting throughout the holiday season. So in one of my markets, the DEL in that market like really worked really closely with the brands and got us all the education and got us a whole bunch of gratis. So we ended up getting quite a few items. I don't want to like promote them as far as like showcasing them for you guys 100% because these weren't my choice of items coming into my collection. And I did take out anything from what I did receive in gratis and give like pieces of it away already that I either already had in my collection or was not going to try. We did get a lot of perfumes, but from a makeup in perspective, I did get a new Fresh Sugar Advanced Lip Therapy lip treatment. I got an e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil that I was wearing today. It is fantastic. I love that. I got a NARS Power Matte Intensity Lip Crayon, an e.l.f. Power Grip, which is the first time I will have ever tried the Power Grip. So I was really super excited about that. I did get a Charlotte Tilbury Airless Flawless Setting Spray. This will be the second one that I have in my collection, but they're both mini sizes or travel sizes. I got an Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, also a travel size, and IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Blush in Amore or Adored, which is funny because I've had this blush in my collection before and did give that one away in a giveaway. So I'm using it this time. I mean, it obviously wants to hold a place in my collection. So I did get a Benefit FanFest mascara, favorite mascara on the planet, a Clinique High Impact mascara, an IT Cosmetics Superhero mascara, a Bare Minerals The Maximus mascara, a Buxom Lash mascara, and that one is just a mini. Lots of mascaras. This is why mascara lives on my no-buy list forever. I got a Buxom Powerline eyeliner in black, a Bobbi Brown shadow stick, and 2 Laura Mercier caviar sticks in 3 different colors. I got 4 different colors, but one of those colors was a Bobbi Brown vanilla, and I already have that one in my collection. So I did declutter that one to my mom, and then a Benefit Roller Lash Mascara and a Benefit High Beam Highlighter. Liquid highlighter. Those were the items that I did receive in gratis in the month of October. And I mean, that was a lot. There were 18 items that I kept in my own collection. There was probably an additional 5 or 6 items that went somewhere else. And I know some of these mascaras I'm not going to keep in my collection. I just don't know which ones at this point in time. They're not things that I pick, and they're not really things that filter into my point system either. So it just seems weird to include them in here. But then when I empty them, they do take part in my point system. So like I don't know where to go with this, but you guys tell me. You tell me where you think this needs to go. But I did make some purchases too. But before we go into purchases, I want to talk about the empties because I'm really super excited about the empties that I have. I'm excited about the purchases that I have as well. But I'm really super excited about the empties because I actually have quite a few here. So in terms of like where we sat at the end of last month, we ended the makeup rehab last month at -1 points. We did that because we started with 1 point. I emptied 4 items, but I purchased 6 items. So we ended in a -1. I don't necessarily think that that is horrible. And just a reminder that I started this year with only 10 points, which means I could only purchase 10 things before I started filtering into a negative beauty bank. And I think I've done a really good job of staying positive most of the year. In June had -7 points. In July I had -4 points. In August I had -2, but I had climbed myself back into the positive in September. And then last month ended at -1. I'm really proud of the work that I'm doing here. So we're starting this makeup rehab with -1 points. So to add to that, because for every empty I have, I earn a point. And I know I didn't give you guys the whole spiel of all the things, but if you've been around or watched enough of these, you know. So I'm not going to like dig too deep into it, but I did empty this, which is a Glossier blush. It's one of their cloud paints, and this one is in the shade Puff. Now, this is just a mini. I did purchase it last year during the Sephora holiday VIB event, and I know that it's just a mini, but it did last an extremely long time, and it did last an extremely long time for a mini, and it did take up a whole point in my makeup inventory, so it counts for a whole point in terms of empties, and I really did enjoy it. However, I learned through the use of this that this isn't my kind of blush. It was very like minimal blush, and I really do like, I know it doesn't look like it today, but I really do like a blush that you can see. And I felt like I was using so much of that in order for it to like be seen on my face. So there's that. I also have this is the Grande Lash MD Lash Enhancing Serum. This is what they call a 3-month supply of the Lash Enhancing Serum. And when I was going through my makeup inventory and updating it, I realized that, this really hasn't been working a whole lot lately, I feel like, and also realized that it's actually been in use and open for about 8 months in my makeup inventory. So I know that that's probably why it's not working anymore. It does run out, even though it feels like it's maybe not run out, it's run out. This is the Benefit 24-hour brow setter that I have had in use since May. In my collection, I have been putting little stickies on the products as I open them so I know how long they've been in use. This one is completely dry, so I noticed it probably about a month ago that it really wasn't keeping my brows upright in the way that like this usually does. This is my holy grail like brow setter, so I knew that it was probably time a month ago, but continued to use it through most of October. So that is also coming out. This is a mascara that I have had in use since June. I have the little sticky here. This is the Hourglass Unlocked Instant extensions mascara, and it is a tubing mascara, and I liked it so much for my bottom lashes, but now it's like really dry and goopy, and sometimes I like, I don't know, Hercules it, and the little stopper comes out with the product, and I just know it's been exposed to air so many times that it just is not working in the way that it should be working anymore, in that it's not really doing anything for my lashes, let's be honest. But it's also been in play now for 5 months, and I typically only keep a mascara that I'm using every day in my collection for about 3 months before I call it quits. Just because I really firmly try to stick to that. Every 3 months you should replace your mascara, which is why I have no problem with there being so many mascaras in my collection and coming into my collection at all times. This was a really great mascara. I really did like it. I used it on my lower lashes though, not on my upper. I didn't really love it on my upper lashes. It didn't give me as much as I wanted from a mascara, but it was a great mascara. And then the last 3 things are kind of going to be like a deck of panning / project pan spoilers. I can't remember which project these are all in. I think it's a plethora of all the things, but one is this, I think this was in deck of panning maybe. This is the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara Mini that I ended up putting into my collection after having it into a like turn and burn, because it was just like the never ending mini mascara. It finally did get to a point where I don't think that it's doing anything for my lashes anymore, and I did use it all the times that I needed to for deca panning purposes. So you'll see this again probably in a video this week, because I think it's still technically a live product in my deca panning, but it is completely gone, completely dried up, not doing anything for my lashes anymore. It's really hard actually to open and close because it's so dried up that it's even dried in chunky on the like threads. Is that what they're called? I did get enough use out of this to know though that the one that's in my permanent collection, that is the full size version of this, will be decluttered to my mom or my sister or somebody, because there's just too much fragrance in it. It drives my eyeballs bonkers. And then the last 2 items I believe are project pan items. One rolled out in this last project pan. This is in my November project pan update. This is a pencil lip liner from Huda Beauty. This is one of her old school lip contour pencil liners, and I really like Huda Beauty lip liners. I think that they are fantastic lip liners. This one was old, and in my collection it was like so old that they don't even make these anymore in this way. I think they're all retractable now or something to that extent. They come in a like a solid color now versus like the multi-different. Anyways, they're not even sold like this anymore. So this was so old. And as I sharpened it over the last several months, like I would lose so much product in just trying to get it sharpened. And then at the end of the day, like it completely fell out. I don't know what that white is down there. I think it's part of the pencil. But I'm not brave enough to check it out. So this is also gone. And then this was something that is also in my project pan. So for those of you watching my project pan, this might be a spoiler for you. But this is the Clinique Chubby Stick in the shade Whole Lotta Honey. And I had this in a deca panning and then rolled it into my project pan because it was beautiful. And I really, really liked it. It is a retractable like gloss stick. And I did think that there was not a lot of product in this, but then started digging into the product to try and dig the rest of it out of it. And I mean, just so that you are aware, these little tiny chubby sticks have just this little nub of like product that you can see over the top of the plastic piece, but there is product all the way down to the bottom. I did end up digging it out and putting it into its own separate container so that I could use the rest of it up. But I can see the silver that is this clear down at the bottom of this through this hole here, because there is product all the way down to the bottom. And that was That was interesting. I had no idea. As a matter of fact, as I started digging into this, I think I did end up having to waste quite a bit of product because I didn't realize that there was that much in there and didn't have a big enough container. So some of the product that I put into a different container didn't end up getting lost in the transition from one container to the next. So that is empty though, and you'll see that again in project pan. So with that said, I did end up emptying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 products, which makes me super duper happy because I have 5 purchases that are 6 purchases that I made, which means we should end flat for the month of November. We started with -1 points and I have 7 points that are rolling back in. So we have 6 points that we can use. And that's exactly how many we used. I forgot there was a couple of other things that I got from Benefit that aren't on this list for whatever reason. I did get in gratis. I did get 2 more blushes from Benefit. A Back Out Bang in Brown. I got a Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Pencil, which will last forever. Precisely My Brow Pencil. And I got 2 eyeliners, 2 of the Roller Lash eyeliners. 1 in brown, 1 in black. So I got so many gratis items this last month. The 6 items that I purchased were all palettes. So let's start with this because y'all knew this was coming. I did purchase the Natasha Denona Roxa palette. This was actually kind of funny because I purchased this from one of my stores knowing it was coming into that store, but not knowing when it was coming to that store. And I happened to be in the store doing a visit the same day that this came in truck, and I went through every single one of their boxes until I could find it because I only have a handful of stores that sell Natasha Denona because luxury is only sold in certain stores in our markets, and I wanted to make sure that I purchased it from one of my luxury stores, but my luxury stores are an hour and 3 hours away from me and almost 4 hours away from me, so I wanted to make sure I got it from one of my stores. So I did pick up that. I also got 5 palettes from Cosmic Beauty. Now, they had it, not a sale, but they had a huge relaunch. And Cosmic Beauty is a brand that I've been wanting to try since the Serenity palette first came out. And I have never been able to get it because every time they relaunch things, I always miss it. So I signed up for their email list and they emailed that they were going to have their biggest relaunch of the season. And so I went in, I made my basket, I set an alarm, I waited for the relaunch to happen, and then hopefully was one of the first people to get in there and purchase. But I did purchase the Muse palette, and these came from the UK, and honestly they were so inexpensive, really truly, for coming from the UK. I got free shipping because I did spend enough money that I ended up with free international shipping, and it didn't take very much time. I think it was a total of 9 days, I want to say. I got the Winter Wonderland palette, so I was really surprised at how little amount of time it took. I got the Cool Trolls palette, which was one of the catalysts for me spending this money, right? I wanted that palette. This was another one of the catalysts, the Undergrowth palette. For those of you who know, you know, I love green. Green is my favorite color, so I had to have this palette in my collection. And then I also purchased the whole reason why I was ever interested in this brand, and that is the Serenity palette. So all of the purchases I made this month, or the month of October, were all palettes. So I didn't need any more palettes. But I am pretty pleased that it wasn't like blushes and lip glosses and things that I really, really don't need and really don't see the amount of use that we could see from month to month. So that said, we started with -1 points. I emptied 7 items, which means we ended up with 6 points, and I purchased 6 new items, which means we are ending the month of November flat. We are at 0. Let me just tell you though, I did spend some money at the VIB sale. I haven't received that yet, and I didn't purchase until, obviously it didn't start until November, so you guys will see that in my November makeup rehab. In addition to that, I had a gift card. I think I told you guys that. So I had a gift card. So a lot of what I purchased would not count for me anyways in terms of points, because gift card purchases don't count for me because they were a gift, right? So some of that doesn't count. I also did a separate purchase for Sephora because I had a Rouge reward. And you can't use your Rouge rewards at the VIB sale, but you can use them for anything that you want. So I have a Rouge reward that I did purchase, make a separate purchase of some things for. So you will see all those items in my makeup rehab next month, but a lot of them do not count for me. There was an associate appreciation weekend as well that I totally skipped because I didn't want to spend. I am really very much in a place right now where I don't know that I want anything else. I have been really honing in on some brands that I wanted to try. Most of what I'm getting from the Sephora VIB sale is from Westman Atelier, which is also a brand that I had on my list. And they also have minis that they sell. And one of them was a set of minis. I think I have almost a full face of Westman Atelier. So I'm going to do that as a video. I really don't. I don't need any more blushes. I don't need any more. I don't need any of those things. Palettes is a sore spot for me because I do, regardless of whether I need them or not, want them, right? But the rest of it, I don't know. I'm just kind of in this weird wonky place right now where I just don't want to spend the money. I didn't even order from the Sephora VIB sale until the very last day of the VIB sale. Like, I literally was going to just stop. I literally was just going to pass. I literally wasn't going to buy anything. And ultimately decided to purchase, but it was the very last day. So, I don't know. I'm going through this thing right now. Call it mental health. Call it, like, I don't know, fearful. I don't know what it is right now. But I'm in this, like, spot where I think that this is not where I should be spending my money. And I think I might do, besides, like, you know, palettes, and I might limit myself even at that because this year I've spent a lot on palettes. I might do a no buy year next year. What do you guys think? What do you think? I mean, that's kind of the headspace that I'm in right now. That might change. That might change in December, but I'm thinking that might be what I do next year because I have so much and it doesn't make any sense to not get use out of it at a more rapid rate than what I'm getting use out of it. So let me know what you guys think. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about my purchases. I would be interested to hear thoughts and opinions on Cosmic Beauty. Obviously it's a new brand to me. I've never tried it before, so I'd be interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. It's so crazy to me that I've spent, you know, not very much money on mainstream stores lately. It's all been like indie brands. Even from mainstream stores, I'm buying like Natasha Denona indie brands. You know, I mean, that's really what has my heart right now. So let me know what you guys think. This is just me rambling. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you and yours are doing well, that you all are safe and healthy and getting along as best that you can. I hope that you are all loving each other, being kind humans, and living your best life. I hope that you are, like, looking forward to getting to spend some time together as a family and enjoying family time during the holiday season. And I hope that, yeah, you guys are just staying sane. So thank you again. And until next time, bye friends.